Hello everyone and welcome back. You've heard the saying that the criminal always returns to the scene of the crime, yes? Well, it doesn't apply right now because I'm only an innocent passerby who just happens to be here and wondering what the hell happened.
Crime scene. Gonna have to ask you to step back, please.
Murder most foul?
Some lunatic broke into the gallery and slashed up the paintings. Everyone's a critic these days, huh?
The fish will go into the net. I am gone. How horrible. Somebody destroyed art. Oh, it simply breaks my poor heart. Be right back.
Hello, LA. You're up way past your bedtime, aren't you? Hope you've slipped into something comfortable. I know I have. If you're new to town or just new
Hey
to
there, Slick.
I have some dirt on Muddy.
So what'd you find out about Muddy?
The dirty one has deserted the lady.
Alright then. I'll have to call in some bounty hunters to help me find Muddy and a couple of other jumpers. Thanks for all your help.
Thank me in the pictures of presidents.
Oh, right. Sorry about that. Here you are.
Your neck is as red as the luscious liquid. Farewell. Ooh.
Hello, caller. Is tonight a rerun? Yep. Caller number 3, what's keeping you up tonight?
They're at it again and people have got to know. They've got to know because they don't know. They won't report the stuff on the news because they own
Wow.
Hello, Gomez. What's the latest conspiracy?
conspiracy conducting space missions. You know why? I'll tell you why. The reason is because the Chinese are trying to stop the Americans from finding an ancient space probe sent by the Beta Centaurians. And why? Because the Beta Centaurians are giving space technology to the Chinese to get back at the Improvidence, aka the Greys, for giving space technology to the Americans in the 50s.
Fascinating.
The American government's been putting
That was most enlightening. Now, we've been dicked around by every vampire in Santa Monica. But this is actually the objective we came here for.
Look who finally made it. Thought you'd never find me, huh?
It festered in your brain that I looked for you?
I've gotten good at knowing when I'm wanted.
Nasty dude!
Nasty dude? Hey, I may not be a looker, kid, but you better start showing some respect, 'cause I could squash you like a freaking bug if my panties get all bunched up. You got it?
No, your nastiness was shown to me by the little golden ghoul.
Oh shit, I'm Alcavian. And you ran into Knox, too? You guys must have had quite a conversation. Not a working brain cell between the two of you. Oh well.
Bertram Tongue, the nasty dude.
The one and only. But don't bother with the introductions, fledgling. I know who you are.
Then you know more than I do.
News travels down the kindred grapevine like wildfire. And that courtroom spat between LaCroix and Nines Rodriguez is a juicy little morsel. And you in the middle. How interesting.
And survive I did.
Oh, you did you? Well, I wasn't worried. So why did you need to find me? What did you need?
I seek a strange house of wares, oh nasty dude. For the winged one, you know?
Oh, never mind. The warehouse, though. I've been watching the place. The Sabbat has a bunch of low-life humans working day and night to move stuff through there. There's some major staging going on.
Only the warmbloods infest the house of wares?
As far as I can tell, the humans seem to know the score from the way they've been talking. I think most of them have aspirations of joining the next graduating class of shovelheads. Ugh, losers.
Do they know of their dark masters?
Yeah, the Sabbat like everyone to know just who they're dealing with. So if you get in there and have to bust a few heads, don't feel bad. Think of it as upholding the Masquerade.
Can you bring me there with shoes of air and feathers?
Yes, I can. Just tell me when you're ready, and we'll leave. Once you're there, however, you're on your own. You'll have to get into the place and plant the explosives in the middle office to take the whole structure down.
Light the way for me when I wake tomorrow evening, your dudeness. Now, him telling me that all the humans here already know about vampires is pretty much the game telling me that I don't have to watch out for the Masquerade in this area. Now, I get to put my ninja training to use at last. This sound effect only plays if you use this sword that I have, or the katana. So it's very appropriate that I have this sword. Now I can go through this hole, and this homeless person is not a threat. Won't even raise any alarm or anything. Just gonna let me pass. Or I can go through here. Kill this guy. It was riskier, and you get no extra XP, but I do like to clear everything. Not that I will, but he's not far out of my way. So there's the hole, and over here is the door that guy was guarding. If anyone's wondering about the area layout.
Yo, what the fuck is going on here tonight? Marcus is all in everyone's face and shit.
Didn't you hear? A new shipment came in, some pretty serious hardware.
Yeah, I heard. But what the fuck? We get that kind of shit in here all the time. What's so different about tonight?
I don't know. Marcus is tense as a motherfucker. Maybe you heard something.
Like what?
Like, I don't know, but keep your fucking eyes open. And someone better tell those clowns in the freight house to quit playing cards before Marcus comes out and starts peeling fucking caps. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you.
Now, I have very recently obtained a new level of dementation, which adds a new power. So we test it out. See nothing, hear nothing. I am the master of stealth. And I shouldn't have said that, because now I'll get instantly discovered. Oh well, live and learn, or unlive and learn in my case. Hopefully not unlive and unlearn. Could have actually approached him from the front, and it would have turned
Hey,
him
you
around.
see something out there?
Where?
Out there in the trains. I swear I saw something moving.
Ain't nothing out here. You just scared, little John.
What? Shit, I ain't scared of nothing. Scared for whoever decides to come and get a piece of this.
Hey, quit waving that thing around. Fucking explosives all over the place in here. You trying to blow us up or something?
Now who's fucking scared?
Damn, little John. You all kind of stupid.
Well, as far as they should know, they have a guard patrolling here, so maybe that's moving out there. The Sabbath really are not the brightest lights in the light show. I don't know. I did not think this metaphor through when I started it.
You gonna bet or what?
Shit, relax, Holmes. I'm in.
Yo, Marcus was getting all crazy on people tonight, right? What the fuck? Something going down tonight. He knows something we don't.
I know you best keep your voice down, Holmes. Marcus don't play that shit.
What shit? I'm just asking a question.
That's the shit he don't play.
Look, both of you just shut up and play your fucking cards. Where the hell's Junior?
He's inside, watching the steps. Guess Marcus kinda scared of him, you know?
Shit, I guess Junior's smarter than he looks.
So they have a guy watching the stairs here, do they? How nice of them to inform me. And he's also whistling to inform me. You know, I was told the Sabbat were not very nice. Turns out they're very nice. They even donate their blood to a good cause. I don't even need the shotgun ammo, but I will sell it, so I'll pick it all up anyway. Ooh. Well, that was close.
What was that?
He would have seen me. Oh crap. Now that was really close. Not that anything especially bad would have happened if I'd been seen, but I like to do this ghost in, ghost out. And if I don't, oh well, I guess I'll just be sad. I'll be a sad failed ninja. I need blood buff for this lock. Forgot to switch from blood buff. That could have gone much worse if I'd come any closer. It's nice of them to leave these blood bags scattered around so I can keep replenishing my blood on my way in. There should have been another guy there. But there was only his gun. Maybe the aliens kidnapped him. I don't know.
That means we never die, we get super strong, we can even fly and shit. We can even fly? Why not? Don't they fly in the movies?
Yeah, I guess so.
And like,
That punk who dropped your brother? You could hit his whole crew. The bullets wouldn't do jack shit. I'd tear their asses up if I was a vampire.
Yeah, it's not so bad.
You'd be stupid not to run with this crew. They said they run whole cities. You understand that? Working with the crew that runs a whole city? You could do anything you want. Kill anyone who gets in your way. Fly all over the place.
But what about blood? Do we really gotta drink blood?
That's how they do it up in the movies.
That's kinda nasty. What if I want a sandwich or something?
How should I know? Probably tastes good to vampires.
It's still nasty. What about sex? Don't tell me I gotta give up hitting it, because my cousin's got her friend staying at my house and she...
Man, how do you expect me to know? Not like it falls off, right?
What?
You never use it anyway.
That's messed up.
Just keep your eyes open, man. We screw this shit up, kids flying, sex, and your ass goodbye. These Sabat guys, they said they'd kill us and our families if we blow it.
I never agreed to.
Look, just shut up and shoot anybody who ain't supposed to be here.
So clearly, I just have to convince them that I am supposed to be here.
Huh? What was that?
Now there's a guy here. Don't come around the corner. Don't do it. Stopped.
What was that? Anything missing from that last shipment?
I forgot to look, but I'll do it tonight.
What can I pay you guys for? This is the big score, so do your goddamn job right or I'll bury you in the desert and find someone who can.
Won't happen again. Swear I'll check the shipment tonight.
I'm hungry. Let's order a pizza.
Order a pizza? Order a pizza? Where are they gonna deliver it, numbnuts? 13 abandoned warehouse full of kill-on-site hopheads way?
I could pick it up.
No. No one's going anywhere while we're sitting on this shit.
But there's no vending machine or nothing.
How about I put a bullet in your gut? That fill you up? Huh, you goddamn Mongo-looking bastard?
No, boss. No, I ain't hungry.
We ain't eating all night, so, boss. He didn't mean anything by it.
What'd I just say?
Hey, sorry, boss. Forget I said it.
No, I want you to tell me what I said. Say it clear and firm like a man.
You said no one's leaving while we got the stuff here.
I swear to God, one of you mouths off again, I'm going to pull out your tongue and nail it to your thick, shit-filled skulls. Now, I gotta call my woman real quick, so keep your mouth shut, your eyes out, and your hands away from your pockets. Yo, baby, no late night. Not tonight. Hey, shut up and deal with it. I don't care. Yeah, you do that. You touch my bike and I'll break my foot up in your ass when I get home. You testing me? I don't care if the kid's in the room. I don't even know she's mine. Don't you raise your voice to me, woman. Listen, bitch. That's just the way it is. Deal with it. You do it, then see what happens. End of conversation. End of conversation, bitch.
What a nice guy. Makes me feel really bad I'm about to ruin his life and also kill him at the same time.
Who's there?
If I'd been discovered, there would have been a vampire here to attack me. It's a good thing nobody ever checks under the table? Probably a bunch of gum stuck there.
Hey, where you going, man?
Damn it. Run away. Bye. You know what?
Come on out, man. Ha! Hey, stop, man!
I was using obfuscate. But I can't use obfuscate well enough. Damn it. Don't even get a gun out of it. No, they used melee weapons. Oh well. We got out of here. They don't know I was leaving. Maybe I was still going in. Maybe I didn't do nothing. There's gonna be a conversation here, and in one playthrough I had a bug or something where the game crashed every time it tried to load the next area after this conversation. So, if this happens again, I'm gonna have to start a whole new playthrough, and this episode is gonna be very late. And you're not gonna be hearing this speech, so if you're hearing this, then it worked, clearly. Also fireworks. Isn't that nice?
The warehouse. Your handiwork, I presume?
Ah, werewolf!
Not experienced much in the creatures of the night, are you? For future reference, you might keep in mind that werewolves aren't in the habit of introducing themselves.
No final death for me?
I hadn't planned on it.
Are you the big bad wolf?
I see my reputation, for once, does not precede me. My name is Beckett. I haven't been following you per se. We've just coincidentally been at the same places at the same time, for different reasons. So sorry if I unnerved you. Tell me, have you by chance seen or felt anything strange since your embrace?
I see dead people.
A ghost? Quite ordinary. I generally pay wraiths no mind. All but a few are willing to give up their secrets.
On the beach, their blood was thinner than water.
Thin bloods. They're a fascination of mine. They are considered a weaker, more human-like kindred. Hence the name, Thin Blood. But they are sired same as any of us. I've heard a large concentration of them live in this city. They're one of the reasons I'm in Los Angeles.
The Baron's sister is herself. 2 minds, 1 face.
Something to look forward to, eh?
All I care to share.
Most of my contacts here report sensing something unusual in the night air, like a sense of dread or pressure. But I'm not a native to these parts, so I can't tell if it's irregular. And since you're still fresh, perhaps you're not attuned to it. Pleasure meeting your acquaintance, but there are rumblings for me to discredit. We shall, I'm certain, meet again. Or never again. Good night, young one. And be careful. You're very likely being hunted by the Sabbat.
Goodbye, wolf.
Nice work, fledgling. I felt that explosion a mile away. It's all over the news, too. Man, there's gonna be some pissed off Sabat just howling for blood tonight.
Do you know of Beckett, the noble savage?
Beckett? Well, I know of him. Why?
We traded words.
No kidding. Huh. Must be something major happening if he's in town. Beckett is a historian of sorts. He's unearthed more vampire lore than anyone. Well, that's all Beckett does. Seek the truth behind our condition.
You are truly nasty-licious. Farewell.
You better get back downtown. Prince LaCroix is gonna want to hear all about this victory.
The yellow submarine is waiting. Now, I am going to talk to him again, because he has a huge amount of exposition to dump on us. And I'm going to leave the time to when I'm done with him, so anyone who doesn't care can skip it. But you might want to still watch for the first question, because this is going to resolve this whole quest with Knox Harrington and the Asian vampire. You can follow up on the whole affair with Bertram here, and if you care about that, I'm going to do that first.
What do you need?
I made the acquaintance of your golden ghoul.
I know you did. Sharp kid. Can track like a bloodhound. I watched him work for a while before I approached him. I had no idea how eager he would be to help.
It festered in your brain that I would?
I knew you would. I had him watching you-know-who for me. It was inevitable you'd pass through her joint. I told him to keep an eye out for you, gave him lines to feed you, the whole bit.
The golden ghoul spilled his secrets like a child.
Stop doing that.
Your scheme was laid bare before me.
Well, savor the flavor, fledgling.
It was accomplished regardless of your play.
Thanks. You helped me get rid of a spy without revealing myself, or getting my hands dirty.
I seek to pull questions from your bubbling dome.
Like what? Draped in rotten tatters.
The first time you start a topic about the clans or the sects, he has a different line than all the other times. But only if you access it from this conversation menu, because whenever you ask questions in one topic, it gives you the option to move on to the other topic. But in that case, it's not going to give you the first time line, even if you haven't asked about that topic yet. So whenever I move on to another topic, I'm going to do it from this menu, which means I'm going to tell him that I'm leaving and then restart the conversation. You know things about someone that I do not.
Sure.
Tell me of the Jester Prince.
Jester? You call him LaCroix a Jester? You'd better watch that, fledgling. Anyway, what am I gonna say? He's the boss now.
Shine a light on the clans.
Sure.
And then I immediately proceed to go from the wrong menu. Lovely. Lay bare the Bruja.
They're a bunch of malcontents. They get pumped up by rousing the rabble they keep around them. Like that's hard. Nothing breeds faster than contempt. And that's what the Bruja are all about. Jealousy and contempt. What do you need?
Also, most clans have a comment on his comment or on his opinion of the clan. Do you see the shadow-cloaked killer?
Those murders are definitely the work of kindred. Probably some caitiff getting revenge on everyone who made fun of him in high school. Once the sheriff tracks this guy down, they're gonna make one hell of an example of him.
Caitiff, the motherless dogs.
Pretty close to the mark. Caitiff are just kind of riff-raff vampires who don't know anything about vampire society, don't know their clan, mutt vampires. What I suspect you were perilously close to becoming if LaCroix hadn't intervened.
Thin-blooded and short-lived.
You said it. Theory goes that the farther down the bloodline you are from Cain, the weaker the blood is. So if you're, say, 5th generation, the blood is strong. If you're 15th generation, you barely qualify as a vampire. A thin blood.
Thin-blooded, thinly seen, and yet they cast a long shadow.
Long shadow? Yeah, I see what you're saying. You Malkavians and your damned insight. Most fledglings don't know anything about Gehenna.
Gehenna, the falling of the eternal shadow.
You don't know the half of it, kid. Gehenna, the day we all die, when our sleeping forefathers rise and bring about the end of the world. Many believe we're living in the final nights.
Cain? Creepy.
Yep, that's him. Cain, the biblical brother killer, father of all vampires.
May I mine your gray matter?
Like what?
Shine the light on the clans.
Clans are just bloodlines, you know. A common root shared and passed on from sire to child.
Give me the goods on the gangrel.
They fancy themselves loners and drifters running around the countryside and barking at the moon. It's all just an act. Gangrel can walk upright. They just choose not to. Sure.
Demystify the Malkavians.
Malkavians are, interesting. There's something to them. Learning to sort the wisdom from the bullshit can be some work, and not all of them are worth listening to, but they're all good fun, if you ask me.
Fun like the dark daughter of Janus?
Janus's daughter? What the... Oh, Janus. The two-faced god? You mean Therese Vorman. Oh man, you Malkavians are really messed up. Anyway, that was just silly vampire politicking, fledgling. No more. You get used to that kind of thing.
Did you know that Janus's daughters shared the same skin?
I had my suspicions. What an interesting specimen. But a pain in my dead ass for sure.
To my ears, it seemed like a devilish dogfight.
Of course it did. As if vampires and women both weren't insecure enough. Get them together in one Malkavian body. And look what happens.
I think Nasty Dude is drawn to the Queen of Drama.
Yeah, no kidding. Now that the Gamarillas moved into L.A., Therese wants the title of Prince of Santa Monica. I guess she saw me as a threat. Funny thing is, I could care less.
Is the task beyond your nasty self?
I wouldn't want to be the Prince of Terre Haute. I leave that headache to the Ventru. Besides, there's only like 4 vampires in all of Santa Monica. Some kingdom. Like what? Sure.
Need me some knowledge of the Nosferatu.
The Nosferatu are damn good at what we do. No one even argues that. If you need to know, if you want it found, you come to us. We're indispensable. Not a bad place to be in the afterlife.
Fate shines well on your nasty visage.
The Nosferatu stick together, pool resources. We have more going on than anyone could guess at. Our web blankets the night.
Are the creeping worms part of the Jester's family?
I'm loyal to the clan, loyal to my primogen, and therefore loyal to the Camarilla.
Your words sound like they don't fit in your mouth.
The Nosferatu are the eyes and ears of the Camarilla, so they take care of us. They value our services, or don't want to be on our bad side. Either way, no one bothers us. Sure.
Tally the truth of the Toreador.
I don't rub elbows with the pretty bloodsuckers much, but I've seen them work people like puppeteers, and that's admirable. Now, if only they'd get off their slimy asses and put their talent to some use besides feeding their egos. Sure.
Tell a tale of the Tremere.
Mages. I don't have any reason to trust them. They're creepy, and I think they like it that way. But to be honest, I don't hear much about the Tremere. There's a few in L.A., but all in all, there's not that many of them. Sure.
Ventru and Veritas.
Well, they get a bad rap, if you ask me. Everyone likes to take shots at the man in charge, but when it comes to getting the job done, the Ventru know how to step up. They can take the heat. What do you need? Like what?
Can you open my eyes to the sects?
Sure, fledgling. It's war out there, after all. You should know all you can about the different sides.
What appraisal of the Anarchs?
The Anarchs. Yeah, I respect what they do, strenuous liberty and all that jazz, but they're kidding themselves. Wherever there's an ounce of power to be had, there'll be people dicking each other over. You think the Camarilla invented that?
What do you know of the one with a number for name?
From what I hear, he's a likable sort, and that's a problem. Nines Rodriguez is the kind of guy you want on your side, and more kindred go anarch every day because of him. Yeah.
Secrets, sorrow, and sickness. Tell me of the Sabbat.
You ask me, the Sabbat makes no sense. They couldn't care less about the Masquerade, and they seem to care even less about themselves. It's like, hey, let's all spread hell on Earth so we can feel big and bad. Oops, I'm dead. Now how did that happen? Yeah.
Clue me on the Camarilla.
The Camarilla works. When you let vampires run wild, you wind up with caitiff frenzying in the streets, then bloods blowing the Masquerade, and hunters sniffing around. Law and order is the kindred's friend.
Hunters, God's devils.
Hunters. Humans who hunt vampires. Most are half-cocked yokels, who also say they've been abducted by UFOs. The real hunters are trained by secret societies, holy orders of the church that have existed since the Middle Ages. Fear them.
I am no longer here. Now, if you want some lore tidbits... Well, that was weird. But weren't willing to sit through all of that. The most important things he talked about was he explained some more about the Thin Bloods, which is they're vampires of a really high generation, and the higher the weaker. And the Thin Bloods are really, really low on the power scale. They're really more about as human as vampire, if the rumors of them reproducing are to be believed. And then he talked about vampire hunters, which are humans that hunt vampires, and many of them are parts of secret societies. He talked about caitiff when I asked him about the murderer that we've been hearing about. And a caitiff is a vampire that doesn't know anything about being a vampire. And he talked about Gehenna, which is the end of the world, the mythical end of the world for vampires, where they believe that Cain, the first vampire, and the beginners of all the clans' bloodlines will rise up and kill all other vampires. That is pretty much everything he talked about. Now we're gonna go see the news, because we've got a report about the warehouse fireworks to see. I also went to look at the emails.
An update on the Elizabeth Dane. The ghost ship was towed into county waters off the port of LA, where police are searching for evidence of the crew and whether the ship was being used in drug or terrorist-related smuggling. Coast Guard search parties are still patrolling the area where the Dane was first spotted, though the fate of the crew is still unknown. A massive explosion rocked Santa Monica tonight, sending several fireballs into the sky and prompting a lockdown of the warehouse district where the explosion took place. Early reports suggest that the warehouse destroyed in the explosion was being used in a weapons smuggling operation, and that the source of the detonation possibly came from you. Stay tuned to Channel 3 for further updates.
Alright, now after that little detour...
Where to?
Get this big yellow beetle scuttling towards my destiny. Ah, that's right. I probably won't be reading all the lines, just whenever I feel like it, probably. Ow.
Let's drain it. Let's stake it and leave it out for the sunrise.
We're going to have a lot of fun with this one. Think you could blow up our warehouse and get away with it? Huh, Lick?
Let's pull out its eyes and its tongue and its teeth. I want its teeth.
Camarilla fuck. Boys, I think we could all use a little entertainment. Those of you sitting in the first few rows will get wet. Son of a bitch!
Leave.
There's 3 of us, Rodriguez.
Yeah. 3 of us. What are you gonna do? Shoot us?
This ain't over. We'll find you. You too, Rodriguez. You're both dead. Nobody messes with the Sabbat and lives.
Keep moving. Trouble sure seems to like you. Good effort. Execution needs a little work. You look like shit. Name's Nines.
What happened to 1 through 8?
Same thing that happens to a lot of anarchs, Malk. But you already know that somehow, don't you?
Should have been more careful, newbie. This ain't the burbs.
Your face is familiar. Do you have your own cereal?
Kid, I got things to deal with. Why don't you pay me a visit at the last round tonight? I don't know what you've heard so far, but it's time you heard the real story.
I like stories.
This is a mean existence. Stay out of trouble, kid.
Well, Jack also invited me to the last round before I went to Santa Monica, so we'll probably go there. But first, I must report back to the one who holds my leash. I mean, my benevolent benefactor. Yes, that's it. Hey, look! He survived.
You look familiar, Chief. We haven't met before, have we? Oh, yeah, back in Santa Monica, right? Whew, I don't know what came over me back there, but now I got this sweet night shift position, and I'm happier than the time I met Sipowicz. Well, enough about my lucky break. You, here to see one of the bigwigs, Chief?
Bigwig? No, I'm here to see LaCroix.
Would that be Sebastian LaCroix of the LaCroix Foundation, or Dwayne LaCroix of Insurrection Baby Formula Company?
I have no suckling youth.
Cemetery runoff.
Okay then, Mr. LaCroix, he told me to expect someone fitting your description sometime tonight. You go right on up.
May the fat of many creatures fill your belly.
Yeah, you have a good power meeting, or whatever it is you types do up there. You need any security? Well, you just ring the front desk and ask for Officer Chung. That's me, in case you were wondering.
What are you a chunk of? There's a bigger piece?
Yeah, I get that all the time. The name goes back to my football days. Actually, my fantasy football days at the station. Stationarium. That was this office supply outlet mall I used to watch. Hey, you kids! No skating in the parking lot! That was me.
I will stitch your brain in my... What? I will stitch your name in my brain. Farewell.
There you are. I was informed of your presence in the building. Since you're here, I'll take the liberty of assuming you've destroyed the warehouse. This is correct, yes?
Boom.
Most excellent. I had no doubt you'd prove my decision a prudent one. I trust you encountered no impediments to your progress on account of my personnel.
Bloody Mercury, Two Faces, Diner Assassins, Wolf People.
Yes, I'm sure it was quite an experience. You've done well, circumstances being what they were. I will admit, not many in your position would have overcome such a trial. But don't misunderstand me. It was no fool's errand. You may yet prove to be a genuine asset. It's a bit disturbing, the lack of talent within this organization as of late. Tell me, what would you say to doing a bit of reconnaissance for me?
When you say jump, I say where's the cliff?
Excellent. Were you by chance in the military at all? I was an officer myself, actually, in Napoleon's ranks. There have been whispers, rumors spreading around the kindred community concerning the Elizabeth Dane, the cargo ship that was towed into port recently. Have you heard of it?
You hear them too? I mean, continue.
The police are investigating the Dane as we speak. Even the Nosferatu have little information on what's been found. However, the reason the ship has caused such speculation is because it was transporting an object called the Ankaran sarcophagus. Now, I'm not one to predicate a decision based on conjecture, so what I need is fact. And more importantly, I need evidence that the occurrences on the Dane were not supernatural in nature, and in no way relate to this Ankaran sarcophagus.
Help me understand.
You have 3 objectives. 1. I want you to examine the sarcophagus for anything unusual. You may sense something peculiar about the sarcophagus. In fact, many kindred in the city have reported an uneasiness in the air since the Dane's arrival. Do not, under any circumstances, open the Ankaran sarcophagus. Secondly, the police have begun their investigation. Find out what they have concluded thus far. Thirdly, take the cargo manifest for the ship. I want to find out what else it was carrying. The last thing we want is police aware of our existence, so be careful what you do in front of them. And unlike the warehouse, you cannot wholesale slaughter a ship full of lawmen without consequences. Is this understood?
More than you know.
Good. Oh, and it has come to my attention that you had an encounter with Nines Rodriguez earlier. The man so does love to throw that cretinous charm of his brashly about. What exactly did Mr. Rodriguez say?
He waits for me to find the last round in this field of massive rectangles.
I see. Then, you should go humor the by-the-numbers rhetoric he's so desperately aching to spew. Oh, please, before the chance of fascist oppressor from that dive of theirs clog the air and choke the local kine.
I love humoring. I am there.
Give the Anarch community my regards.
Done is good. Now I'm going to show you what happens if you refuse to go to the Elizabeth Dane. Right now, I was nice to him and I sucked up to him because if you suck up to him enough, he gives you an apartment downtown.
There you are. I was most excellent. Yeah, you've done well. You may yet
dangle something in front of me.
Don't be so hasty to inflate your own worth. You've succeeded once, very admirable. But in the grand scheme of it all, an infant stride of progress. If you're looking to make a name for yourself, listen very carefully. There have been whispers.
I ignored the whispers. Tell me more.
The Dane was found out at sea. The reports say it was without crew, but they have yet to report a fate of said crew. The police are investigating the Dane as... Now, I'm not...
Why this one?
Should I repeat myself? I do believe I mentioned the fact that I bent the delicate laws that govern our society to allow you a chance to live. If that isn't enough, I can't give you another reason.
No, I passed your trial, now I pass from your sight.
You will go to the Elizabeth Dane.
I will go to the Elizabeth Dane.
You have 3 objectives. Do not... The last thing we...
Uh-huh.
Good. Oh. I see. Give the Anna...
There we go. We will go set ourselves up for the next objective. Well, go to the place of the next objective. And it's gonna be for the quest The Regent's Riddle from Santa Monica, which leads me to a place here, downtown. And that place is right here. Hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you next time.